Hello everyone, and welcome to my B&B Fan Club channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke and Ridge discuss their blessings at Forrester, but he reveals he is still concerned about Taylor. Brooke understands. She reassures him that his ex is a strong woman. They wonder if she will find another man. Deacon knocks on Taylor's office door right at that moment. She invites him in and wonders how things are doing with Sheila. They go over to Sheila and thank her. Deacon is thankful as well. He expresses to Tay that she has been a lifeline for him, and he does not want to lose her. Deacon maintains his desire to visit Taylor as a patient. She can help him grow, and he believes he can also help her. What will Sheila tell Steffi? Steffi surprised Sheila at Il Giardino. She'll never understand how she managed to keep the truth about Luna hidden from everyone. Sheila assures her that she can continue enjoying her life while Luna is in prison. Steffi finds she deceived Deacon and nearly lost her marriage, but Taylor persuaded him to give her another chance. Steffi rolls her eyes as she performs her "I'm a changed woman" shtick, emphasizing that it didn't last. Sheila informs her that her mother assisted Deacon in processing his feelings about the betrayal. Taylor saved my marriage to my husband, and I will be forever in her debt. Steffi returns to the office as Brooke compliments Ridge on his concern for Taylor. His daughter takes a shot at him for dumping her mother again, but admits that he will always care about her. Brooke says that she does too. Taylor is trading grins with Deacon in her office while Ridge tries to grill Steffi about her mother's activities. Sharp seems serious, saying he understands what it must have done to her to suffer through the Brooke and Ridge stuff over the years. Taylor adds that they are both Brooke's roadkill. Deacon lets her know he is there for her. She assures him that she is fine, but he wonders if she is actually happy. The final scene, Steffi confronts Ridge for making commitments to her mother and betraying them. She knows it was because he nearly lost Logan. Despite her displeasure, she knows why he returned to the blonde, as does her mother. Steffi claims her mother has changed. Brooke wonders if she has another man. Steffi knows she would want that, and she promises her mother will find someone to make her happy. Taylor tries to refocus the topic in Taylor's office on the patient, but Deacon worries if she has genuinely acknowledged to herself the toll that the back and forth with Ridge has made on her. Her children rely on her for fulfillment, which their father will never provide. Ridge isn't the guy for you. In a poignant speech, Deacon begs her to put Ridge in the past, taking her hand in his and declaring that no one deserves to be acknowledged, liked, respected, and loved as much as she does. Steffi bursts through Il Giardino's double doors like a cyclone, wearing 6-inch heels, the late afternoon sun piercing through the windows and catching the rage in her eyes. The restaurant was virtually empty, only a busboy washing tables and a Deacon sharpening knives behind the bar. But when Steffi noticed Sheila leaning over a clipboard at the hostess stand, everyone else in the room went silent. "You have exactly 10 seconds to get out of my sight before I drag you out myself," Steffi whispered, her voice so low that only Sheila could hear the earthquake beneath her. Sheila did not even flinch. She stood up slowly, pen still poised above the schedule, and turned with the serpentine smile that had haunted Steffi's nightmares since childhood. Steffi always makes a stunning entrance. You'd think after all these years, you'd realize I don't fear easily. "Don't!" Steffi shouted, leaning in close enough to smell Sheila's cloying gardenia scent. "Don't act like this is usual. You shot my mother. You shot my granny. You attempted to kill me in an alleyway. And now you are what? Playing house with my father's closest buddy, like a reformed soccer mother?" Sheila's eyes glistened. "Actually, I'm playing wife." Deacon placed a ring on it. "Again. You should strive to keep up." Steffi laughed sharply and bitterly. "A ring? From a man who has served time for attempted murder? That's a lot of money even for you." Deacon emerged from the back hallway at the sound of his name, wiping his hands on a bar towel. His face performed that complex thing it often did when Steffi was attacking, half protective, half fatigued. "Steffi, come on. Let's not do this here." "Oh, we're doing it everywhere," Steffi responded, maintaining eye contact with Sheila. "Every day until one of you disappears forever," Sheila said, tilting her head. "Is that a threat, princess? Because I seem to recall the last time you threatened me. You ended up crying in your daddy's arms while I walked away." Steffi's fingers twitched toward her handbag, and Deacon moved faster than he had in years to step between them. Enough. Both of you. He gave Steffi a softer gaze. I understand it. I do. But this isn't the way. Steffi looked at him like he had a second head. Are you defending her? After everything? I'm defending my life, Deacon explained. That life now includes Sheila. Deal with it or don't, but you're not going to walk into my restaurant and start World War III. Your restaurant, Steffi repeated, the words tasting like poison. Right. The one you bought with drug money and fake apologies. Deacon flinched, but Sheila laughed quietly and throatily. Deacon, she's fiery. I can see why Finn keeps her around. The mention of Finn was like a match to gasoline. Steffi's whole body became rigid. You do not utter his name. You don't even think it. Sheila leaned around Deacon just enough to meet Steffi's gaze. How is my son doing, by the way? Still denying that he doesn't have my blood in his veins? Steffi lunged. Deacon grabbed her about the waist before she made contact, whirling her away from Sheila so hard that her pocketbook fell off her shoulder and spilled across the tile, revealing lipstick, keys, and a photo of Kelly and Hayes as evidence. Steffi battled him for a second out of instinct, then stopped, breathing fire from her nose. Get your hands off me, she murmured softly. Deacon let go but remained close. Go home, Steffi. I'm not leaving until she does. Sheila crouched gracefully and picked up the photo of the children. She studied it for a long time, stroking her thumb across Hayes's cheek. He has Finn's eyes, she explained quietly. Almost human. Steffi grabbed it back. Touch my family again, and I will end you. Sheila stood unhurriedly. You keep saying that, but I'm here. Still breathing. I'm still winning. Deacon wiped his face. Sheila, go to the back. Sheila finally listened. She slid a finger across Deacon's shoulder as she passed, making a silent vow to continue this later, before disappearing through the kitchen doors. Steffi rounded on Deacon as soon as she left. How could you? Deacon exhaled as if he had been holding his breath for years. You don't understand it, Steffi. You never have. Try me. He stared at her, really looked, and something broke in his expression. Steffi recoiled when she said, I love her. You do not love her. You are addicted to the turmoil. Similarly, Hope is addicted to rescuing lost causes. It appears to be genetic. Deacon curled his mouth. Maybe. But it's my chaos to deal with. Steffi shook her head and gathered her belongings with shaky hands. You'll get someone killed. Again. Maybe, Deacon replied. But it won't be Taylor. The name stunned Steffi. What have you just said? Deacon hesitated before going for it. Taylor has been coming around. A lot. Steffi looked at him as if he had suggested setting the ocean on fire. Talking. Yeah. Talking. Coffee. Dinner. Whatever you want to call it. He shrugged, but his gaze remained fixed. She understands me. I get her. And before you say it, I know she is Ridge's. I am familiar with the past. But she's also a mature lady who can make her own decisions. Steffi laughed again, this time with a crack in the center. You are unbelievable. First there was my father's psycho ex, and now there's another one? What's this, collecting the entire set? Deacon did not smile. This is not a game, Steffi. Taylor has been through hell. So have I. Steffi tugged violently on her purse's zipper. Stay away from her. Can't do that. Then I'll make you. Deacon came closer, his voice dropping. Do you want to threaten me? Fine. But Taylor isn't some damsel to shut up in a tower. She has chosen this. Choosing me. And if you can't take it, maybe delve into why it affects you so much. Steffi's eyes widened, abrupt and betraying. Because everyone I love keeps choosing monsters. Deacon's expression softened. I am not a monster, kid. I'm just a man who quit pretending to be someone else. Steffi wiped her eyes furiously. Tell Taylor that if she wants to self-destruct, she can do so without involving my children's grandfather. She turned to go but paused at the door. And tell your wife that the next time I see her outside this restaurant, I won't stop for 10 seconds. The door slammed shut behind her like a gunshot. Back in the kitchen, Sheila leaned against the prep table, listening intently. When Deacon went in, she didn't say anything but opened her arms. He approached her without hesitation, buried his face in her neck. She's never going to accept this, he said against her skin. Sheila stroked his hair. Let her rage. They always do. Eventually they tire. Deacon drew back, scrutinizing her face. What if she won't? Sheila grinned slowly and lethally. Then we remind her of who taught Steffi Forrester how to fight dirty in the first place. Across town, Taylor sat at her vanity, applying lipstick with a nervous hand. She'd heard the rising voices from the restaurant's outdoor patio. Her name, Steffi's rage, and Deacon's steadfast defense. She should have left. Should never have started this. But she didn't. Her phone vibrated. Deacon texted. She knows. She's mad. I'm still yours if you want me. Taylor focused on the screen until the words blurred. Then she replied back. I am not going anywhere. She pressed send before she could talk herself out of it. Steffi stood on the veranda of the Cliff House, watching the ocean, the wind blowing her hair into her face. Finn approached from behind her, placing his arms around her waist. Hey, he said softly. Have a rough day? She leaned back against him and closed her eyes. The worst. He kissed her temples. Do you want to talk about it? Steffi turned in his arms and pressed her forehead against his. I need you to promise me something. Anything. If Sheila ever comes near our kids. She won't, Finn said sternly. I swear on my life, Steffi. She won't. Steffi nodded, but worry remained in her eyes. Because promises were only words, and Sheila Carter had spent her life proving that they were meaningless. Deacon shut the doors to Il Giardino once the final customer had left. Sheila waited for him in the dim dining room, with 2 glasses of bourbon on the table. To surviving another Forrester tantrum, she added, raising her glass. Deacon clapped his hand against hers. To whatever comes next. They drank. Outside, the city lights turned on one by one, oblivious to the storm brewing in the dark. Taylor's phone vibrated again. Another text from Deacon. See you tomorrow. Same site. I will have the boat ready. She grinned despite herself. I typed back. I will bring the wine. In her bedroom, Steffi kissed her sleeping children goodnight, lingering over Hayes' crib. She whispered into the silence. I will burn the world down before I let her touch you. Meanwhile, across town, Sheila Carter dreamed of the ocean, of waves deep enough to conceal anything. The game was not over. It had barely begun. Taylor left before sunrise the next morning, leaving a message for Thomas. I'm going for a drive. Returning tonight. She wore sunglasses and a baseball cap, a preposterous cloak and dagger look for a lady who had once brokered peace between rival fashion brands, but it was vital. The paparazzi had taught her prudence, and Steffi had taught her worry. Deacon waited at the port, leaning against a gorgeous white yacht that clearly had not been acquired with pizza money. When he saw her, his entire expression changed, as if someone had switched a switch from just alive to on fire. You came, he replied, accepting her overnight bag. I said I would. He helped her aboard, his hands lingering around her waist. I wasn't sure after yesterday. Taylor removed her sunglasses and looked him in the eyes. Steffi does not get to choose who I spend time with. Not anymore. Deacon kissed her slowly and deliberately, as if he were relishing something he had been waiting decades for. Taylor's lipstick had smudged and her heart was beating as they parted ways. Where do we go? She asked. Catalina. No phones. No Forrester. Taylor chuckled, surprised at how light she felt. You kidnapped me. Technically, you walked aboard willingly. She kissed him again. Details. They cast off as the light broke beyond the horizon, turning the ocean yellow. Taylor stopped checking her phone for the first time in years. I didn't think of Ridge, Steffi, or the never-ending cycle of forgiveness and betrayal. I just leaned against Deacon's chest and watched the coastline fade. Back in Los Angeles, Steffi awoke to an empty guest house and a message in Taylor's graceful script. Her stomach sank. Finn discovered her in the kitchen, holding the note as if it were radioactive. What is it? He asked. Steffi handed it over without speaking. Finn reread it twice. Is she with Deacon? Apparently. Finn drew her into his arms. We'll find her. No, Steffi responded, drawing back. Let her go. Finn frowned. Steffi. She wishes to self-destruct? Fine. But I'm finished cleaning up the mess. She stepped out onto the terrace and dialed a number she hadn't used in years. It rang twice. Bill Spencer, the voice replied. This is Steffi. I need a favor. Bill's grin was almost audible. Name it, princess. I'd like to focus on Deacon Sharp. Every motion. Each credit card charge. Every marina camera from here to Mexico. Bill whistled. That was thorough. Can you do it? I've already texted my guy. What am I searching for? Proof, Steffi said. Proof that he's still the same jerk he always has been. And if Sheila is with him, say nothing more. I'll have something by tonight. Steffi hung up, gazing out at the water that had taken her mother completely. Taylor and Deacon anchored the yacht in a remote cove. The sea was glassy smooth, reflecting a sky so beautiful it hurt to look at. Deacon placed a blanket on the terrace and prepared a picnic as if he'd planned it for months. Champagne. Strawberries. Everything was dipped in chocolate. Taylor threw off her shoes and let the sun warm her bare shoulders. When did you turn romantic? Somewhere between prison and watching you walk away from Ridge for the 1,000th time, Deacon replied. Taylor handed him a strawberry, watched his mouth shut over her fingers. Figured I'd better step up my game. You realize this is insane, right? Totally. We're going to blow up 3 families. At least, Taylor giggled, leaning her head back. God, I needed this. Deacon traced his palm across her cheek. You deserve better than scraps, Taylor. You always have. She kissed him firmly, tasting salt, champagne, and possibilities. They made love on the deck, the sun shining down. No remorse, no ghosts. Just skin and breath and the type of wild bliss she'd forgotten existed. Hours later, tangled in blankets beneath deck, Taylor traced Deacon's chest scars. Tell me we're not making a mistake. Deacon took her hand and put it against his heart. The only mistake was waiting this long. Taylor closed her eyes. For the first time in decades, she trusted him. At 8:47 p.m. in Los Angeles, Bill received his text message. I got them. Catalina. The yacht is registered to a shell company. Guess who's? Sending photos. Steffi opened the attachments. Taylor laughed in Deacon's arms. Taylor kissed Deacon as if the world was ending. Taylor, her mother, was happy in a way Steffi hadn't seen since before Brooke entered their life. She submitted the photographs to Ridge without comment. Ridge called 30 seconds later. What the hell is this? That's exactly what it looks like, Steffi remarked. Your ex-wife took off with your ex-best buddy. Congratulations, father. You're officially the only one not recycling exes this week. Ridge was silent for a long time. Where are they? Hey, Catalina. Bill's guy says they won't be back tonight. Another wait. I'm coming over. Don't, Steffi responded. Just let her have this. God knows she deserves a breakdown, Ridge said, his voice cracking. She's my family, Steffi. So was Sheila once, Steffi added softly. Do you remember how that turned out? She hung up before he could respond. That night, Steffi poured herself another glass of wine and stood on the terrace. The ocean was black glass that reflected a million stars. Somewhere out there, her mother chose turmoil over safety. Steffi thought ferociously. Allow her to choose. Perhaps they should all quit choosing the same old ghosts. 2 days later, Taylor returned to the Cliff home as if nothing had happened. Sun-kissed and beautiful. She wore Deacon's Yossi hoodie over her bikini. Steffi greeted her in the entryway. Have fun. Taylor did not flinch. The best weekend of my life. Steffi gazed at her mother intently. The lines around her eyes were gentler. The constant sadness had vanished, replaced by something perilously near to tranquility. I'm happy for you, Steffi said, and meant it. Taylor's eyes widened. You are. I'm tired of fighting other people's conflicts. Steffi shrugged. If Deacon makes you happy, then be happy. Taylor giggled, drawing her daughter into a hug that smelled like salt and freedom. She suggested they shower before Granddad saw the sweatshirt. I love you, you know. I know, Steffi whispered into her mother's hair. I love you too, even when you're certifiable. Finn observed from the kitchen, beaming as if he'd just realized his wife was stronger than anyone had given her credit for. Sheila waited at Il Giardino for Deacon to arrive home. When he went in, smelling like the beach and someone else's perfume, She didn't say anything, just offered him a bourbon and kissed him as if she owned him. Because she did. And for once, no one attempted to stop her. The conflict was not over. But perhaps, just maybe, the battlefield had shifted. Steffi stood by the window, Finn's arms around her waist, while kids laughed in the next room as the sun fell over the Pacific. For the first time in years, she didn't feel as if she was holding her family together through pure effort. Perhaps letting go was the bravest thing she had ever done. Taylor Hayes sailed into a future that no one had predicted for her.